Hi, Scott from Wessex Blades. I've got a favour for a friend. It's got this Queen steel knife, apparently, model 139, which is a sort of Gamekeeper version of a knife. Bit of a clippy front there. The grind is quite uneven in terms of balance one side to the other, so I don't really want to grind away too much steel on the side of the lesser side. If you can see straight away, it's not the same amount ground into, so it won't be the same angle for the same bevel height. But I shall clean it up. I shall try and get the bolster and the pommel up. Again, not going too far because the blade is peened through with a pin there. So obviously, if I grind that away to oblivion, then you lose the peen, as it were. But I'm going to clean it up, clean up the sheath, and come back at some point, and you'll see, hopefully, an improvement for this. I'm guessing about a 1960 fixed blade from the USA. Nice. What I thought I'd do first, I've got a 400 torque belt. I'm just going to feel the bevel freehand. Really gentle. It's not even like an abrasive 120, 400 torque. Up a little bit of different light. Let's go the other way. And you can see that because the grind there, you can see there's more one side than another, you get this weird effect of that, where to get the same type of grind, one hand goes like this, another like this. It's all skewed. So try the other side. Keep going on that. I'm actually getting the flat of the blade up a little as well. I don't want to go crazy because I've got all the stamping and number tooling on there. I don't want to get rid of that, so still leaving with some areas of wear, but now what I want to do is address the edge, which has some pretty big dings, and turn it into a working tool. Now what's happened is over the years of sharpening, it's totally convexed the edge. So what I want to do is put a 120 ceramic bell and just gently put as straight a cut-in bevel on it as I can, so anybody in the future can just follow that new introduced bevel, because it's pretty convexed at the moment, which doesn't give it the greatest performance. If you're going to do a convex, I like a micro convex. So it makes it quite a chunky sort of cutting edge. So just put on that ceramic turner on. Yeah, that's nice and gentle. So not an 80 or a 60, it's a 120 ceramic. Get the rotation right. Get it quite tight so that I don't too much of a slack belt. It's pretty. That look like about right. There's the edge I'm getting on there, so let's start working on that. Good. That's it. What happened there was the previous one, I never held long enough on the tip. The tip head went away or away. I got to the end and then receded away. So what I had to do is, at the end of that stroke, hold a little bit longer before I went away. Yeah. So the edge should be pretty even along there. Still a bit of work to do. Okay, cutting yet. Cutting just at the start, of an edge. So I'll allow the buffet wheel to give that its finesse later, but for now I want to get up the aluminium bolster. I think it's micarta scales, handle, block, and then the pommel. What I want to try and do, let's go with a finishing belt and see how well that starts off. I'll start with a medium one. Just see how this works, because there's some big pits in it, but say I don't want to go too far for that blade pin in the pommel. That's quite coarse, so I won't go for very long on this one. Looking for it. Yeah. Yeah, into it. Glad I went with medium rather than the coarse. Aluminium. That's for the micarta. Right, got size on mop, cutting sort of compound. Doing this radius to get a nasty tip, or in my case, a nice tip. So, size off. Big stitched mop. Medium compound. Oh, a grip on the knife. finishing mop. Python. Tip. There. Tidied up. Not gone crazy because you can tell by the pitting. To grind that away there'd have been no peen left on the pin going through the tang there. Tidied up. It now has an edge. It now is a useful knife. Yeah, an heirloom for him. Now let's get to work on that sheath. So first thing is going to be dab super glue there. Okay, so just cleaned up the rivets ever so gently with a sort of spongy abrasive pad thing. And now what I'm going to do is just treat it and carnauber it. So a bit of that. What she said. That's dry. little bit more, I think. Oh, yes. So that feeds the leather, gets into the fibres of the leather, and it doesn't move once it gets in there, unlike oil, which could shift and come out of the sheath. This has a more tendency to stay into the fibres of the leather once it gets in there. So a lot more colour. So let's finish that off, and then we got enough. Oh, now we're talking. So Carnauba cream, it's a finish based on Carnauba nut. And once that's dry, I sort of buff it up. A lot better. So nice. Should cut. I think so. Last but not least, dab of oil on the popper there. That's better. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks everybody viewer, thanks to Patreon for supporting this video. And I hope Andy enjoys his refurbed, I suppose, fishing knife.